Hello everybody. The purpose of this video is to walk you through a problem in Cengage now so that you're somewhat more comfortable working in the Cengage environment. The problem that I've selected for this demonstration is practice exercise 1-7A. Whenever working through problems in Cengage, the first thing I always like to do is to click on the three tabs related to the problem. And then over here on the right, I like to click on this button here so that all three of the screens of information that I need to complete the problem is in view all at the same time. The next thing I like to do is to go ahead and scroll up so that I have a better view of the actual section of the problem that I need to complete the problem. So in this case, we are working on a statement of cash flows for the USL travel service. The first thing that I need to identify is that the correct label for this problem is up here in the labels is for the year ended November 30th, 2016. I'm simply going to select that, copy, and then come down here and paste. Sometimes, depending upon the length of the information, I encourage you to use the copy and paste function rather than trying to type in the information yourself. If for any reason you get even the smallest of typos, Cengage will count that wrong. So then the next thing I need to do to properly do this problem is recognize that the first section in the statement of cash flows is cash flows from operating activities. I'm going to copy that and paste it below. Paste. There we go. Now then, the first item in the operating section is going to be cash received from customers. Copy and paste. Then I'm just going to tab over, and cash received from customers I can see was $1,465,000. Okay, the next item then in this section is going to be cash paid for operating expenses. Copy and paste. And notice that this item needs to be a negative, so I'm going to say negative 1230. Here we go. Therefore, the net cash flows from operating activities, copy and paste, is going to be the difference between the two, which is $235,000. Okay, the next section of the statement of cash flows is going to be the cash flows from investing activities. Copy, paste. And within the cash flows from investing activity, the only cash flow in this example is the cash paid for land, which is going to be a negative $155,000 because it's a cash out, so minus 150,000. Okay, the next section then in the statement of cash flows is going to be the cash flows from investing, or excuse me, the cash flows from financing activities. Control C, right click, paste. And then the cash flows from financing, the first one is going to be the cash received from additional investment of the owner. And then the cash paid to the owner for personal use. I'm going to paste that in, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but copying and pasting. So, and I'm going to tab over, so the cash received was $50,000, and I need to tab 2 times. The cash paid is minus $30,000. So therefore, the excuse me, the net cash flows from financing activities, net cash flows from financing activities, Control C, paste, is the 50,000 minus the 30,000. So I tab over, and which results in a positive 20,000. Okay, now within the statement of cash flows, I need to total these three up. So in this case, that is going to produce the net increase in cash during the year. Of 105,000. I believe, let me double check, 85,105. Yes. Then the next step is going to be to identify the beginning cash balance, so the cash as of December 1st, 2015. Paste it in. And in this case, this problem identified the amount of cash at the beginning of the year was 203,000. So if I take the increase in cash plus the beginning cash, is going to give us the cash as of November 30th. Once again, I need to scroll down. So if I add these two together, we have 308,000. Okay. Now then, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and click on Check My Work. And the Check My Work, it looks like I have some type of problem here. Okay, so the cash flows from operating activities. The first item should be the cash received from customers. So for whatever reason, I copied and pasted the wrong item. So I'm just going to overwrite that, Control V. And now if I was to check my work, that should pop up correctly. Couple of the other things I just want to cover real quickly is some of the information that's available to assist you with the problems. If for whatever reason you want to save your work and come back at a later time, all the way at the bottom, and I don't think you can see it on your screen, but there's the Save and Exit, or there's the Submit. Only click on the Submit once you're actually finished with the problem. However, if I want to save and exit and come back later, I would want to click on the Save and Exit. The next thing that I want to point out is that up at the top, if you have any questions about working through this problem, simply click on the ebook, and this link will take you to the textbook, or the section in the textbook that discusses the statement of cash flows. And then, of course, along with, I believe, every one of the practice exercises, there is the video related to that will show you how to work through this type of problem. And then, in addition to that, in the textbook, there are the example exercises. In general, the example exercises are going to work you, or show you how to work through one of these problems as well. One of the final things that I want to bring to your attention is to be careful with how you use the negatives in Cengage. I have to warn you that Cengage is somewhat inconsistent with using the minus sign. So if you're ever working on one of the graded problems and you're having if you think you have it right, but the minus sign, or there's something that's wrong, go ahead and work in the A exercises first and practice, so that when it comes time to doing the graded exercise, you can get that part of the problem correct. I hope this helps in understanding and being able to work through your problems in Cengage.